describe the situation, Okay, thank you very much for recording. All right. So boys are beginning to be self-aware at this phase. You're aware of your body, you are seeing changes going on. You want to see what you are beginning to see in other men, or your bed, or your voice. You are just aware. And you see most boys at 9, 10, 11, they are just becoming very conscious of their body. Some of you that used to dress up in front of mommy, daddy, or people, you just wonder your private space. You see a lot of boys begin to change their look, hairstyles, so many things, dresses, okay? You see your friends wearing this kind of uniform, you want to mend your own to become that. Your self-awareness goes through a profound development at the first stage, the first standard stage of puberty, okay? You are now perceiving the opinions of your peers. At this time, your peers, go a long way to form your opinion to life. What they do is what you now want to begin to do. Your friends begin to have conversation in school about puberty, about sex, about changes that happen in the body, and you just want to engage in those conversations. Your self-awareness goes through profound development. I saw boys at this age. I was talking to an 11-year-old boy a few weeks back, and he said, "Sir, I want to dye my hair. Is it blue? But my mom wouldn't allow me." And I asked him, "Where did you see it?" I said, "I saw it in the television. I saw a celebrity who dyed his hair that way." So you want to become another person. You see people do things, I want to apply that to your body. Some boys begin to look at their muscles, see coming out. This person is getting taller, I'm not getting taller. These changes happen basically at stage 1. Then begin to understand different emotions. This moment you're happy, the next moment you're sad. Before, you didn't understand what those emotions mean, but now you could really say, "I'm sad, I'm depressed." You could understand that because of the changes going on in your body, right? You feel different emotions. Why is it important that we are talking about this? Because most boys go through this phase, but don't even understand what is going on. They want to do so many things. They are curious to take so many steps. They don't even understand why I'm feeling this way. Most parents don't even understand at the same time to help the boy know, okay, this phase that you're going through, this is what you need to do, all right? Let's go. What happens at stage 2? That now marks the beginning of physical development. Some boys start stage 2 even at 10, some at 11, all right? And at this phase, you begin to see a lot of changes all over your body. Your testicles and the skin around your testicles begin to get bigger. You discover your testicles, some boys call it your balls. Those 2 balls or those 2 eggs, all right, under your legs, under your penis, or it begins to get bigger, all right? The early stages of pubic hair also begin to appear at the base of your penis, and most boys now begin to understand the concept of shaving. Especially at stage 3 and 4, these hairs are growing and you now need to shave. Most boys now start their first shaving experience, and their dads teach them how to shave, either to the shaving stick or shaving cream, okay? Most boys don't even understand what to do when these changes come. But what now happens to you emotionally at stage 2? Most boys at this phase are always self-conscious than the first stage. Always conscious about your look, always conscious about yourself. Most parents always see us at that time as people who are very selfish, because myself. You want to take everything to yourself. You just want to be, every attention to be focused towards you as a boy. So I will tell you what to do at this phase as you begin to grow, how to handle the challenges that come with this phase.
You are muted.
All right. So it has suggested, thank you, sorry about that. So most boys at this stage are self-conscious than the first stage. So physical changes at this stage contribute to the development of your self-consciousness. Now, as you are growing, those changes you are seeing, they contribute to how you feel about yourself. Oh, I'm having muscles. Oh, there's a way it's, there's something it just does to your brain. Oh, I'm growing beards. Okay. Oh, I'm getting big. I'm getting taller. There's just something it does to your self-consciously. There's a way it helps you to now begin to carry yourself or see yourself as a boy at this phase. You're self-conscious, concerned about your hair. I want to barb, or some boys now want to keep their hair instead of barbing. Oh, mommy, my hair is not low. You just want to keep your hair. So as I'm talking, most of you begin to see yourself in puberty. I want to keep my hair. I don't want to barb. I just want to carve. I just want to shave. And they're like, what's wrong with you? You need to barb your hair every time. Low cuts, and you just want to change your hairstyle. You're self-conscious at this stage. Your self-consciousness, your physical is affecting your physical changes, affecting your self-consciousness. All right. And what happens in your environment? That's why the people around their puberty is so important, because they form your self-consciousness. They form who you are. And that's why most boys say, okay, I'm a Malian, or I'm this, or I'm that, because of the people around them, the conversation going on. You just want to begin to act out what you see or what you watch. That's why I say a lot of boys at this 13, 11, 12, 13 begin to wear Spider-Man clothes, Superman clothes, because the more they watch these things, the more these things form their self-consciousness, the more they want to appear on these things, the more their attitudes and character begin to display Superman and Spider-Man. That's why a lot of boys become violent, because of how you expose yourself to those games, to those violent scenes, those violent games. Begin to form your self-consciousness. So what you see at this phase determine what happens to you growing up as a teenager. And when we move on to sexual issues that I will come to, because of that phase where you are going through, and in stage 3, I'll now begin to talk about, most people now begin to have urges. Let me talk about it in this stage 3. So in stage 3, changes become more obvious at this time. Physical changes now start as most people are 13, some are 12. It now becomes more obvious. You're now beginning to see that, oh, my penis is actually growing bigger. All right. What are these changes? Penis now start getting longer and continue to grow bigger. All right. I hope, they are seeing my slide. Okay. All right. Some boys will have a breast tissue form under their nipple. All right. You just discover your breast is a bit swollen. Some experience at 12, 13, 14. And some boys will now be, I see the way your breast is growing like a woman. Are you a girl? And most boys begin to feel depressed. It's just a phase. It's just a sign of puberty. That breast may come out and goes back on its own after some months. It's just a phase. You don't need to be depressed. You don't need to be worried. You don't need to be concerned about what people are saying about it, okay? Then boys begin to have wet dreams, involuntary, and spontaneous ejaculation at night. Because I will explain to you the difference between wet dreams and masturbation. There are two clear differences and two words about. Wet dream, which we call nocturnal emission, is natural, is ordained by God for our body, just the way women have menstruation. But masturbation is a clear no. It's you instigating and stimulating yourself. But for wet dream, which is nocturnal emission, it's involuntary and spontaneous ejaculation at night. So you just wake up and discover that you're wet with sperm. These are signs of puberty. But then what happens again? Your voices begin to change. You may crack or go from high to low pitches. Your muscles get larger. Your height begins to sprout. Some boys even grow 2 to 3.2 inches in a year. You just get tall all of a sudden, you just shoot, and people go, is it not this James of yesterday? Why did you get so tall? Now on stage 3, that is when the issues, most emotional issues begin to play out, and most boys begin to have sexual issues. You know what happened? At stage 3, you begin to have nocturnal emission, morning erections. I'm sure a lot of boys in this place will begin to, even boys at 9, 10, begin to experience morning erection. You wake up and discover that your penis is just very hard. And people keep wondering, what is happening to me? Am I okay? Am I normal? Is something wrong? Nothing is wrong. It's just a phase. All you need at this time is guidance. Then boys begin to even have crushes, begin to have feelings for the opposite sex at this time. It's because of the changes going on in your body. What you need to do is somebody who will guide you to the process to know how to manage these changes. Boys now begin to even have sexual urges on its own. It just comes at puberty because your body is going through a major change. A major change is happening on the inside, preparing you for manhood. That's why I call it a period of sexual maturation. Your body is being prepared. Now, if you don't get all the guidance or help you need, most boys begin to fall for the crushes, begin to fall for the sexual urges. Because sometimes the sexual urges can be like fireworks. You don't even understand. It can be overwhelming. If you don't get guidance, you may begin to slip into things that you never imagined. And as I say, a lot of boys begin to have in school conversations around sex, around erection, around feeling, around crushes, around boyfriend and girlfriend. Is a stage where that conversation is very, very paramount. It's very key. It always happen in the clique of boys and girls. But if you lack understanding, you fall for the trap. Because that time your body is still preparing, your emotions are still preparing. It's not yet matured. Don't forget, I say it's a period of sexual maturation, and God is preparing you for that for marriage. But it's taking your body through a process to fully mature. So at that time, your brain have not been fully, mature to comprehend, going through that phase and time. Because if you don't know what to do, you find yourself in relationships that is not necessary, and so many boys are lured into homosexuality, pornography, sexual immorality, because the changes and the feelings they are going through, nobody's having conversation, nobody's teaching you what to do. So many people just fly and fall for their emotions, or fly and fall for the lies that their friends tell them at this time. You can see that puberty is a period of major change. Research has shown that it's the highest form of change in a man's lifetime apart from the first year of birth. The changes are enormous. If you lack guidance, you make a lot of mistakes. And we're seeing a lot of boys. And we have seen a lot of boys make mistakes at this time. All right, where they're not able to manage their emotions. I was doing a research in January on pornography, and it was shocking to know that males, not just boys, males have about 77% views on pornography. The statistics of men was so high. When I even checked the statistics for adolescent boys, it was shocking. It was shocking. You know what? At that time, when your body is curious, going through a lot of changes, people are telling you things, people are luring you, telling you a amount of things in school. If you lack understanding, you fall, because that time you need help. You need help. You need help. You need understanding of what you're going through, and you need strength to pull through the process. Let me rush. At stage 4, what happened? Puberty is now in full swing. Boys are experiencing many changes in their body, both physically and internally. This could include testicles, penis, scrotum that grows bigger, armpit hair begins to grow, your deep voice now becomes permanent, acne begins to appear in your face. Most boys now have pimples and rough faces. A lot of boys don't like that. But I tell boys, some of you just prepare ahead. It's not by prayer and fasting. The pimples is just natural. It's part of puberty. So some of you already have it. Some boys feel depressed about it. That, oh, my face is just a face. You will outgrow it as you grow into adulthood. It's just a face. Just like when women get pregnant, you see a lot of changes in their body. Some of them, their hands are swollen, their face are swollen, their nose is swollen. You can't just help it. It's the changes going on in their body. The same way happen for you. You cannot say as a woman, hey, no, I want to remain slim throughout 9 months. Let me just be slim or the way I am, but I'll just deliver. No, it can't happen. Changes are going, you're carrying life. Transformation is going on to better life. So changes must go on in your body. Even hormonally, emotionally, see a lot of women begin to throw tantrums, different. The same thing at puberty. You can't say, I don't want this, I want this. No. It's a phase, and God has ordained it to prepare you into manhood. Those changes will come. What you need, just like the woman that's pregnant, they say, be mindful of what you eat. Because if you eat the wrong thing or take the wrong drugs, you can have miscarriage, you can hurt your baby. The same way, be mindful of what you take in at puberty, because you can hurt the growing process. It can distort the growing process. It can affect the growing process. And that's how most men end up becoming promiscuous, sexually perverse, because of what they expose themselves to during puberty. And I'll tell you more about that. So what happens in stage 5, which is the final stage of puberty? Facial hair, beard gangs, you begin to see that pubic hair, even not just in your penis, even under your thigh. As they begin to shave, you need to begin to shave even deeper, all right? Height may not slow down, but it varies genetically. Some people are has the gene where in their family line, they're very tall, some are not very tall. Okay, by 18, most boys reach full puberty physical maturation by 18. Okay, so, and let me say this here, if you're a boy, sometimes you discover that you are 13, your younger brother is 11, but your 11 years younger brother is taller than you. I've seen boys who are really disturbed. Oh, my 11 years brother is having a bigger penis than I am. What is happening? Am I okay? You are okay. In puberty, we have what we call early developers, we have what we call late developers. Your younger brother might be an early developer, and he might be carrying the gene of your mother or your father, while you might be carrying the gene of your other parents. All right, it might be carrying the gene of your parent where they have if your father is very tall, you may be carrying that gene, and when you take that of your mother, so you don't need to bother saying, this person is like this. The one God gives you is the best. And let me talk to you as boys, because there's this issue of penis size growing up, even from 10, 11. Oh, my own is small. Try those in boarding schools. Whatever size God has given you is the best. You don't need to struggle. You don't need to worry. You don't need to be depressed. A lot of boys have been lured into pornography and all manner of sexual issues because they feel, oh, your penis is small. I only the case recently of an 11-year-old boy in a secondary school, in a boarding school, where he woke up one morning and he saw that his penis was erect. Okay, I'm hearing another sound somewhere. Okay,
go ahead.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. When he saw that his penis was erect, and what did his dorm mates tell him? They say, you're growing, you're becoming a big boy. We need to help you, so that it can be bigger. And what were they doing every break? They would take him to the school toilet, the restroom, and they would always tell him to touch his penis, to be touching it so that it will be getting bigger. And this boy was having bruises, and that's why he was lured into masturbation because he lacked understanding. And I've seen these trends even with boys in schools, where penis size, oh, if you don't have a girlfriend, I will talk more about that at puberty. It means you're now having feelings. Oh, you need to learn how to write love letters to the girl. You need to learn to show the girl signals. That is not what you need. You are going through a phase, but you are getting the wrong counsel. And most boys are falling for this trap. Most boys are beginning to even suffer from the addiction or the implication that comes from this wrong counsel. And that's why we are here telling you the truth. This is what puberty is. Now look at my screen. If you lack understanding of what to do, there are some attitudes or character that might increase at this phase where you don't know what to do. When you don't know who to talk to, who to give you counsel on this, most boys become secretive, keep things to themselves. Oh, since mommy can understand, since daddy can understand these changes that I'm going through and talk to me, let me ask my friends and let me become secretive. That is not the best. Some boys become underactive, lack of energy, just become overly tired without obvious reasons, too shy. Some boys begin to have mood swings. You're happy this next moment, the next moment you're sad, you're depressed, you're unhappy, becoming self-conscious. So many things begin to happen to us at that phase. Easily embarrassed. Some of you don't even want to hold your mother's bag in the public. Before, some of you are mommy's boys and you like holding mommy's bag, going everywhere. But as you begin to grow in puberty, you just want, you feel those sad for childish boys, all right? You feel you're a man. You don't even want to walk. Some people don't even want to walk with their mothers in the public or their dads. Can go on your own, I'll go on my own. You don't want to hold your mother's bags or something that just signifies that you're a boy. Baby boy in the public, you just want to show you're a man. These are internalizing problems that begin to happen when there's lack of connection between you and your parents during puberty. Some boys are full of energy. The energy level is so high. Some boys have like 5 to 7 doses of testosterone every day. You are jumping everywhere. You want to scatter everywhere. You feel like you can fly from upstairs, downstairs. The energy. Some boys even feel like leaving school and just be playing football. All you want to do is to play football. Play everywhere. It's a phase that you really need help. But what happens is that most boys begin to drop academically at that phase because everything around them wants to play. Some boys have PS. I heard some boys even play Fortnite and those other games. 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 5 a.m. And I asked, won't you eat? They say the PS is the food. That is what your body wants to do at puberty. They say, coach, that game is the food. We are okay with it. You are going through a phase that you need help. Most boys begin to drop academically because they want to play. They don't understand their learning style, and the school will keep enforcing what is general. Parents will keep enforcing what is general. You are not making progress. You are not making progress. If you don't understand the phase of puberty that God has made a blessing, it can become a serious challenge for you. You need understanding. You need knowledge at this phase. And now, when these issues are not resolved, what you begin to see on the outside, some boys become very stubborn, irritable, mean. Some boys can easily be irritated and mean, so wicked. People will be like, are you sure you are my son? You are so wicked. It's a face. You are so wicked. Mean is an externalizing problem that comes from your lack of understanding of puberty. Some boys become disobedient in school, disobedient at home. Anywhere they're fighting is you. Anywhere they're doing anything is you. Because there are things going on the inside that you can't, nobody's answering the questions. Daddies are not answering. Most boys find themselves in the streets because the questions that is going on the inside, you are yearning and looking for who will answer them. Some boys become unusually loud, think too much about sex, break rules and boundaries. Some boys prefer to deal with older kids because there's a vacuum that is looking for something to fill it up. Some boys still outside the home trying to use offense language, F word, very dirty languages boys use in school because you lack understanding. Some boys begin to drink alcohol, get into drugs, scream a lot, and have mood swings or changes. These problems will keep persisting if you lack understanding about puberty and lack the ability to manage through. And that's how most boys grow up to become promiscuous men or very violent men who can't handle their emotion. Because at this phase, where you should have handled, where is a formative stage where your emotions are being handled, where you need guidance, you don't get it, and so you make a lot of mistakes. I want to really beg you as a young man, this is the time of your life where you need all the mentoring, all the accountability, all the guidance that you need. One that begins to happen, mood changes and energy level variations, swings between feeling independence and wanting parental support, different things. Now you want to establish your own identity, which may include new friendships and new experiences. You just want to have your own identity, my way of life, my style of clothing, my style of hair, my style of this, my style of that. I just want to be, somebody become isolated and want to be in a world of their own. You're in the house, but you're isolated. It's not healthy. That's the way you feel at that time, but you need help. Because that thing that is keeping you isolated is just channeling your energy into something negative instead of positive that can become an addiction. All right? And when this happens, a lot of boys encounter challenges. You may also begin to explore your sexuality and feeling overwhelmed with your emotions. These are things that go on at puberty. You become more sensitive about how you look. And your new body changes. A lot of boys are just too concerned. My changes. You want to begin to gym. Everybody's having muscles. You want to also have your muscle. You want to gym. You want to do this. Everybody's wearing this kind of clothes. You want to have it. Everybody has iPhone. You want to have it. Because to you, that just shows manliness. That just shows who you are as a man. You need help. All right? Boys are sensitive about their look. Your personal and private space becomes so important to you. Some of you even want to just rent your own house and stay on your own. Nobody should talk to you. It's a phase. You just need guidance. But if you don't have guidance at this phase, you make a lot of mistakes. Okay. Let me leave some slides because of time. Okay. So based on this and how it affects your brain, what you discover that most of you begin to act at impulse. You don't think before you act. You just do things without even considering the consequences. You misread and interpret emotions. You get into all kinds of accidents and fights, and boys begin to engage in dangerous and risky behaviors because they're full of energy and they want to explore. Somebody, I don't know what to do. Nobody should tell me what to do. But you find yourself making mistakes. You are less likely to think before you act. Most boys don't even think to pause or consider the consequences before they take their action. Some don't even want to change their behavior. That's who I am. That's where I am. I'm just an angry person. That's why I talk. That's why I shout. That's me. They should leave me in this house. Everybody, they don't understand me. Grrr, grrr. You're always angry and violent. Your mood swing, because you lack understanding and you are not properly guided, you begin to have emotional issues. Violent, angry, always on the beat, always looking for who to pour it out on. You're already going through issues that you need help. Because if you don't work on it, your body and your subconscious is taking that is how a man should be. And that's how so many men grow up becoming very toxic and violent and even beat women and girls. Because at that phase where your body is absorbing what a man should be, you didn't have the right role model to look up to, and nobody was telling you this is not how a man should be. Some of you have fathers and uncles who are like that, and you are thinking that is how a man should be. If you don't work on it at this your formative stage, it's going to really affect you as an adult. Because whatever you are as a teenager is what you will be as an adult. It's a formative stage. So if you're fully formed, your body settles in that is who you are. What are you taking in at this phase? What are you exposing yourself to? Young man, whatever you expose yourself to is what you become. What you behold at this face is what you become. Sorry. And that's why I tell boys, who are you watching? Whose music video are you watching? What music are you listening? Because I see some boys who listen to all manner of these dirty musics. If you're here, you're following Alamari or listening to those songs, Rema, Montero, all those dirty, evil songs, talking about sex, sexuality, dirty, as they're forming in your mind, you keep hearing them. You know, most of those music in Alamari, his music are so terrible. Rema, they're talking about masturbation, sex, all manner of dirty things. What you behold now is what you become. Because at this formative stage, the more you keep taking it in, the more your body is adjusting to that is the normal way of life, and that is how a man should behave. And no wonder so many of you are struggling with some of those sexual issues. Because you can't listen to those songs and be normal. You can't listen to those songs and not struggle. Because there's a spirit behind it. The more you take them in, the more they become part of you. Like I'm always bothered, even with kind of games boys play at this stage. All right, sorry. Okay, so that's why I'm always bothered. What are you listening to? What are you beholding? Because the more you see these things, the more they affect your mentality. The more you expose yourself to these things, the more they begin to affect how you think or react, how you think, how you behave. That's why I'm bothered with the kind of games some boys watch. If you're always playing those games where they are violent, they are killing, they are shooting, they're always going from, some of them are even demonic, some of them all. Carry these things into ourselves. But sometimes I don't blame the boys because you never knew. And that's why as we are in this meeting today, there's a difference that will begin to happen because you now have understanding. When you go to where they're having those conversations, where things are happening, you now know what to say. You now know how to run because these things are going to play out in your life as a man. As I wind down to close, during puberty, now read it very carefully. Boys' emotions may become stronger and more intense. Your emotions may become more intense. Your mood might change more frequently, quickly, and randomly. You may begin to have strong emotions that you've never experienced before and you can't understand. And it's common for you to feel confused, scared, angry, and you don't even know why. It's a phase. While your body is adjusting to this new emotion, so your brain is also strengthening the parts that allow them to feel this intense and complex emotion. But what happens is that part of your brain that is responsible for regulating emotions, deep thinking and reasoning and decision making is often the last to develop. So what does it now lead to? You as a boy, you now be having feelings like your emotions are out of control and you don't have the mental capacity to cope with them yet, because that part of your brain that will really help you cope is the last to develop. That's why somebody at 13 or 14, I'm in love. The part of your brain that will help you have critical thinking, decision making, deep thinking, regulating emotion is the last. It's still developing. It comes full after puberty. So those decisions you're making at that time is just infatuations. And that's how that girl says, I'm in love with that girl. I just like her. She's the best. After 2 months, when they ask you, everything is gone. Because your brain, your emotions are still going through those phases. It was not fully developed to comprehend. And that will say, boys, wait, you're not ready yet. But stubborn boys, no. And when you begin to engage, you're opening yourself up to that addiction and most well become addicted in trying to explore. Wait. And so it makes you more frustrated and confused because you can't comprehend. Things you thought it is, after 1 year, you discover that you were wrong. And when they were telling you, you refuse to listen. This is the time where you need all the mentoring and help. As I close, I want to tell you that puberty is normal. You don't need to fidget about it. The changes in your body are natural. Every man or boy has to go through this. You can't dodge it. It was created by God and is a good thing. Nevertheless, I'll tell you what to do. But before that, let me tell you the lies people tell you at this phase. Oh, they say it's time to be sexually active as a man. Your penis is already standing now, and you need to have your own girlfriend. And you don't know what boys are. I'm saying because I've had the case of 8, 10, 11 struggling with pornography. Because they'll go to school and they'll say, a boy said, his classmate was telling him how he watched this thing on his mother's phone, sexual content, and he will teach him how to go and watch it on his parents' phone and even make sure they don't know. I've handled cases upon cases between 8 to 12 years. So you should know that these are lies. Anybody who is doing that is trying to destroy your future. You must speak. And I'll talk about that. One thing you must learn how to do at puberty is to open your mouth and speak. Because what you don't say, what you hide, becomes a monster and a nightmare tomorrow. It's not with sexuality, it's a lie from the pit of hell. They tell you, if you look at the internet, the internet tell you masturbation is good for you. It helps you to ease pressure. It's boys masturbate is good. They are liars. They are agents of darkness. They are people whose doom, the Bible says, have been reserved. You don't need to believe such lies. When you go to the internet, they tell you masturbation is healthy. It helps you to ease pressure. Boys must masturbate. No, you mustn't. You mustn't. It's against the principles of God, and a child of God does not engage in that. So anybody who tells that lie is an agent of darkness. They tell you a fool if you remain a virgin. How many boys are virgin at time? Boys are not even virgin. Why are you a virgin? No, tell them it's a lie. My wife was the first woman I knew in my life sexually. So people are still keeping to purity. You can. Those lies is what you must deafen your ears to if you must survive. The darkness and the rottenness in our time is so bad that if you don't build strength, you'll be lost. Look at what Disney said. I'm sure you also what Disney said. Disney said by the end of this year that half of their characters at least will be LGBTQ, lesbian, gay. These are Disney we watch every day. I'm sure you saw Superman came out in January and said that the next character is coming out as a gay. This is the world where we are in, a dark world, a crazy world where sexual immorality are the followers, and people have millions of followers, and people celebrate them and give them money. It's a terrible world where we see 10, 11 years old engaging in abominable acts that you can't even think of an adult doing. That is the world we are in. It's a crazy and a dirty world. If you lack strength on the inside, you can't pull through. Joseph went through puberty. That's why at 17, he was so handsome that Potiphar's wife desired him. But he understood where he was going to. And he said, how can I do this wicked thing and sin against God? And such a beautiful, adorned woman who would have given him everything he wanted. But yet, Joseph understood that this is a phase I can't give into darkness. It's that kind of understanding you need at this time. When you go to school, people will be talking about sex, erection, penis, masturbation, pornography, and they are laughing about it, but you are having a stern look, letting them know you have boundaries and you don't discuss such rubbish. You are fool if you're a virgin, is a lie. Be bold about you and stand for it. Don't be intimidated. They tell you it's time to have a girlfriend. No, you don't need to have a girlfriend because you're going through puberty. No. Sometimes they tell you something is wrong if you don't get tall as soon as puberty hits. No, I've told you it's genetics. A 13 years old in your class may be taller than you. That you are not as tall as him does not mean you're anything wrong. It's not about your height, it's about your purpose. Some people are tall and foolish. Some people are tall and they don't fool people. Some people are tall and their life is messed up. So it's not tallness that gives you the purpose of God for your life. You can be the shortest man in the world and be the most influential person. Forget about height. Forget about all those things. You don't have muscle, you are too lean, you are too fat. That is not what matters. It's the purpose of God. They tell you that pimples are the result of being unclean. No, don't believe that. I was having this session with a boy, and he told me that in their class, that they believe that those people who have pimples are people who have been cursed by their parents or something, that their parents, the parents were cursed, so they gave them those. And they believe that in their class. No, it's puberty. As I close, what do you need to do at this phase, guys? Talk to a father, a male guardian, a mentor. At this point of your life, you need a man. If your father is not available, because this conversation I'm having with you, your father should be having it. I appreciate the mothers who are doing so much. But your mother has never had erection. She has never had nocturnal emission. She has never had most of the things that women have their own. So you need a man. If your father is not available or is not having this conversation, you need a male teacher, a male priest, a pastor, or a male teacher who can guide you, a male coach, Who you can always go to, oh, sir, this is the way I feel. I'm having these sexual urges. I'm having this erection. What should I do? How should I shave? I've heard people who say their fathers are not available. Their mother even taught them how to shave. You need male mentors and guidance at this time. Secondly, accept the changes. Keep calm and listen. Don't be bothered.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I want to believe that you can be that coach today because you're going to be releasing your number. Is that okay?
Okay, I will try.
Just for kids, personal thing, just for you. I don't have to know. Your friends don't have to know. We don't have to know. This is for your own good. So if you want to get contact, you can share with them privately by email, you do.
No
So
problem.
you have some guys here. So it's not enough
No
to tell
problem.
them. To tell them they have no way to go. Yes,
I get.
And I know you're very strong in this, and that you keep secrets, and that you can live your life. And that was why I had to make sure you came. It's not even about the session we're having now. It's about they're going to have access. I know how to visit your life, but they're going to use emails and numbers so that please,
no problem.
Man, take that. You are that man.
No problem.
Yeah, yes. Thank you. So continue. Thank you.
All right. So accept the changes. Don't say this person have most, this person have, oh, I don't have, why is my head too big? My ear is too big. Oh, my hand is short. Oh, some people have, maybe they have some physical defects. Accept the changes. Accept the changes. Just like a pregnant woman who doesn't want to go through the changes, and yes, she wants to give birth. You don't want to change and want to become a man. Accept what God has given you and go through it. Young men, there's a lot of boys involved in drugs, in cultism, in fraud, because they want to feel a monk. They want to have the physique others are having. They want to be high like others and talk like others. They want to get the money and buy the bath up others are buying so that they can also go through that phase and become a big boy. That is rubbish. That is as shadows. These are shadows that don't have internal value. They don't have internal value. Accept the changes. Whatever God has given you at any phase, if God has given you a parent who can afford shaving stick, God will provide for you. Accept the changes. Accept the phase. There are boys who are standing at this time. You need them around you. If you have bad cliques in your school, you form your own good clique. There are remnants in your school. There are people who are standing in your school. If you look for them, there may be one boy or two boys in your school who is also ready to go through this path. Form your own clique and talk. I can still remember the name of my clique in school. We are 5 of us. We say we are going to all get married as virgins, that we are not going to have girlfriends in schools. We are going to be open to ourselves. We form our own clique. We go to pray. They admire us. Sometimes they wear uniform. Wear uniform. You know what you carry. Look for your own. Darkness cannot overshadow you. Even if you are the only one standing in the school, your light can overshadow every darkness. Learn to stand as young men. No, young men lack strength. That's what the Bible says. If you fail in the day of adversity, your strength is small. When I go to prisons, to drug rehabilitation homes, and I see boys feel there, and my heart is broken. Why should we be there? That is not where God has called us to. That is not our purpose. That's not our place. Why are we found in drug rehabilitation homes? Why are we found in juvenile homes? Because we want to feel among, because we want to add something to those changes. You need a face, you need help. Please, and I tell boys, build emotional intelligence and healthy self-esteem. Be strong on the inside. Or they are calling you name, you be woman rapper, you be JJC, you be Mumu, you know Sabi. I had a young man who started alcohol because they kept telling him, you're a small boy. And even some girls were drinking and saying, you don't be a baby boy. And they gave him, because they wanted to prove that it's not a woman rapper. And today is dead of liver cirrhosis. Drugs and alcohol killed him. He has proved his manliness now in the grave. The proof of your manliness is not muscles, it's inner strength. Build emotional control. Even if you are the only one standing, they don't call you names, they don't call you pastor. Does he bite? You Jew man, mumu, you be shwebe, you be small boy, you don't know what's happening, you don't know what's up. You are too jagged, you are too weak. Okay. Tomorrow we'll see. They called me those names in school. Mumu, JJC, holy. We are few of us going to fellowship that time. They'll be called blessed among women. But today, I'm in my secondary school WhatsApp group. I'm respected as a king, the boy that was being despised. Because those of us that kept to purity and kept ourselves where we are today, those people who were the lords in school, they are not there. They miss out of the timing and they are sweating and suffering for it today. Stay where God has given you. Build emotional strength. Have your healthy self-esteem. If you don't have it, so what? You can't be low. You can't be less. Look at the issues you're having with men all over, in marriages, beating, divorce, everywhere, because we lack men who have understanding and emotional intelligence. You can't be weak. You can't be weak. You're a leader and you must stand in that place. Leader who has strength on the inside. All right? Watch the friends you keep and the advice you take. Because the friends you keep now, whatever you hear is what makes you. What you behold is what you become. What are you beholding? What are you hearing? All those friends are what they're talking about. I see that girl's bum. I see her breast. Oh, Mary likes you. Oh, let me help you write later. Okay, now, you don't know how to do it. You've done it before. Are you a baby? Are you this? What are you doing with those boys? The more you hear these things, the more they affect your thinking. What are you doing with those people? What are you doing with them? Be very hygienic and sensitive about your body. Some boys can be so dirty during puberty because you sweat a lot. Bathe. Some boys will go and play ball, they will come back and not even bathe. You go and gym, you come back and be smelling. Some boys say they like smelling like he-goats. It can't be dirty. That's how some boys develop body odor. Because at during puberty, when you sweat a lot, if you're not able to keep personal hygiene, you grow up to be having body odor. Clean up. Wake up and bathe and brush your teeth. Some boys will sleep till 12 p.m. because you have been playing games till 3 a.m. And then you wake up and want to go and be served. Lazy. Maintain rules, structures, and boundaries. At this time of your life, I tell boys at home, what are your rules and structures in the home? Okay, wake up at this time, have devotion at this time, finish all the chores before 9, and wash your clothes every Saturday, and read my book. Don't just put your personal reading timetable. Read my book if it's 6 to 8 p.m. and put the time. Get somebody to hold you accountable. If you don't have a structure that you're using at this phase, anything goes for you. What's your structure? What structures are you using? What boundaries are you using? Who is guiding you? Do you have clear rules? Go and do your personal reading timetable. Do your chores timetable. If you don't have structures at this time, it will be difficult for you. Read books, literatures. Expose yourself to programs that will help you. Most boys, if it's called them for program, they will not come. Is there, what are they giving? Is there food? You see girls moving, going to training, pushing everywhere. Some boys, when you call them, they are just so nonchalant about your personal development. See these books, I lie not in Christ. I bought most of these books as a teenager. I understood my purpose early and I was building. At 18, I had at least 15 translations of the Bible bought with my money. Bought with my money. It's a faith. What some boys do now, if any money you have, what they want is iPhone. iPhone is to save and even go hungry for iPhone. But you can't buy books. You can't develop yourself. You can't go for programs or training that, okay, the device I'm sharing slide, we just went up, but that's what was my last slide. I think I'm done with the slide. You're not developing yourself. You're not exposing yourself to training. We are preparing for International Boys Conference because we are in this phase working for boys. We need to raise our boys. We need to teach. Expose yourself to learning. Buy books and read. I bought most of these books I've seen as a teenager over 18 years ago. Equipping, developing. If my friends are, if my mother comes into this corner, she will tell you as a teenager, in the night, I'm at home praying in our kitchen, hours in the night. Because I had a friend who was my accountability partner. When I see the time and hours he spends praying, I ask myself, do I have two heads? Why are you looking at those who are perverse? Look for those who carry light and be motivated by their life. Who are you following on social media? You say you want to be sexually pure, but you follow those terrible people who expose their body. Some of you are in groups on Facebook where they talk about sex, where they share nudes. For what? Where they discuss dirty. Get out of those groups. You have somebody who's always posting dirty pictures, her bum and boobs on your timeline, and you are still block, unfriend, delete. You post that on my timeline, I block you. I have a covenant with my eyes because we are moved by what we see. Be careful what you expose yourself to. So if some boys have music in their phone, music video where people are shaking bum, talking rubbish, dancing naked, and you say you want to be sexually pure, it can't work. Who is your model? You're following artists who have Pregnant women all over doing dirty things. That is what you become. What you behold is what you become. As I close, I charge you as young men to arise from this meeting and saying, enough, understand better. I need to build. I need to work. I need to equip myself. I need to follow the right friends. I need to unfriend people. I now understand the changes, the emotion. I need help at this time. And once you apply these things, God will give you grace. I have to stop because I have another engagement and I'll be driving over an hour to that place. Okay. So if there are one or two questions, I can quickly take them. And then I also share my handles. Some of you can follow me, ask me personal questions. I will share my email and number with her, as she has said, and I can discuss privately with a number of you. Thank you so much, ma, for having me. God bless you.
Share your number,
All right, thank you.
your number, your handle, and your email.
Okay, should I call it out?
Okay, yes, call it out. Your number.
Okay, if you're on social media, my Instagram is better for me because my Facebook is even full. Okay, Ebuka_boys coach. Ebuka_boy, EBUKA_boys coach together, one word. Okay, I haven't put it in the chat room now. Ebuka_boys coach. You can check me on Instagram or our social media, our official handles, Save the Boys Initiative. If you search on Instagram, on Facebook, anywhere, you can see Save the Boys Initiative. Yes, people can follow. Then my email, obikaedward@gmail.com. Let me put it in the chat room too. obikaedward@gmail.com. obikaedward@gmail.com is in the chat room, so that I can also copy and give them my number.
Can you spell? Obika Edward? Spell it.
Okay, my email.
Yes, spell it out.
Obika, OBIKA, and Edward. This one word. WARD. obikaedward@gmail.com. Phone number 090. Phone number 090.
There's nobody there.
090. Can I go ahead? 9133. 9133. 9133 8809. 9133 8809. Is it clear?
090, that's 9133 8809.
Yes, please. All right. Is there any quick question you want me to take? Why run away?
Quick question, because sometimes it's running off. Is there anybody that has a question? Okay, can you ask? He said when you get painful, when you get older, he said that I was you get to hide the head. It goes away, it's part of people, but after the season, it goes off. So they're not just
yes. Pimples goes off on its own. You don't need to even apply anything as a boy. It goes off on its own as you grow older. Don't need to worry yourself. The way it comes is the way it goes.
Any other question? Now. Any question? We have to then go. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. God bless you. I hope to see you all physically one of these days. All right. I hope they learned something. I hope the session was enlightening for them. I want to hear from one person, just one boy, just let me know how the session was for him, what he learned. Yeah.
One person. Thank you so much. For the life, want to share, remove your hand so that you can share. Just tell him how you want to like. Because so you can get it back. Yes. I've been struggling and wondering about that in your heart. He said he's been struggling and wondering about something. They actually brought light for him. They actually brought light for him. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. God bless you. I'm grateful. All right. All right. Have a blessed time. All right. Bye.
One word will be shivering. Whenever they text you, I say from shivering. So that you know.
Hello. Are you saying something?
Yes, I said when any of them sends you a message or an email, the person will go from shivering retreat. So that you know what's
okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. All right. Thank you very much. God bless you.